Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Today I have a real treat, maybe mainly for myself, but today I will be doing a show and tell over the Grand Seiko Spring Drive Steel Diver with the number SBGA029G. First of all, this is a beautiful watch. I mean, wow, guys, this is the first time I've got my grubby little hands on a Grand Seiko diver, and it is, it is wow. It's just okay. Well, look, let's before I start to drool and all this, let's just get the stats out of the way. Okay, so this has a case size of 44 millimeters. The case material is steel. The movement is an automatic spring drive caliber 9R65. The power reserve 72 hours. The strap type is steel. The dial color is black. It has a unidirectional rotating bezel, which is ceramic. It is water resistant to 200 meters or 20 ATMs. The glass material is sapphire crystal, and it has a warranty period of 2 years. That's the stats aside. So guys, this is a full-blown, full-blooded Grand Seiko. And, this is just superb. It is so beautiful. It is such a pleasure. I don't think I've ever reviewed a watch that is so pleasing to have in your hand and just touch. And it's just fabulous. Now look at the way that the second hand just glides silently. It doesn't make any noise. It's brilliant. It's so cool. Now, for all of you, I had to figure out, what exactly is Seiko's spring drive. And what I found out was, now the first spring drive prototype came out in 1982. The first time the spring drive was unveiled was at the Basel in Switzerland. That was in 1998, and it caused quite a stir. The thing is, Seiko, they have a long history of being the first at everything, the first at quartz, the first at digital, and now the first with spring drive. And essentially what it is you have an automatic, see if I can, an automatic movement is used to drive a quartz oscillator. The oscillator generates a minute electrical charge. This in turn is coordinated with the speed in which the mainspring unwinds. Now, a finely controlled electromagnetic brake is then used to ensure that the mainspring unwinds at precisely in sync with the frequency of the oscillator. So that's what gives this its insane accuracy. Tri-synchro regulators, I've written this down so I can remember it, breaks the movement magnetically, and this allows the hands to move smoothly and silently. So so what it actually is in layman's terms is, they've built up an automatic movement which uses the best from automatic movements and the best from quartz movements without having a battery or anything. So you can in no way call this a quartz movement or a battery movement at all. It has no battery. It generates its own small small electrical charge. So it's actually when the rotor turns, that's the power that creates the small electromagnetic frequencies that drives the oscillator, and the oscillator is the one which produces the sort of, how can you call it, pulse that gives it that insane accuracy, and the pulse is of course the one that gives quartz movements their accuracy. And then but it isn't a quartz movement, so what happens then is they have a brake that makes sure that the spring doesn't unwind faster, that it stays in total sync with the beats or the pulses from the oscillator. It's just a brilliant idea, and it just yeah, it's marvelous, and that's essentially what a spring drive is, and it's just so accurate and so beautiful. Look at that craftsmanship in this. It's wow. I'm so impressed by this watch, I must say, to be quite honest. I really am. The person who lent this to me is a guy called Peter Halse. He works for his father in a shop in Horsens called Paul Halse. And these guys are the only certified Grand Seiko dealerships in Denmark. And he lent me this watch. So thanks very much, Peter. That's, really great. And I'm so pleased. And for once, I'm lucky because I live in Vejle, which is in Jutland. And, normally all the cool dealerships are in Copenhagen, which is like on the other side of the country. But for once, I'm pretty lucky that there's a cool dealership in the next city over. So that was pretty awesome. Honestly, guys, this watch is what happens when the Japanese get tired of standing in the shadow of Rolex and Omega. They stand up, they shout Banzai 3 times, and then they create something like this, which is just marvelous. Let's have a look at the back of it. Very beautiful. There. Very beautiful Grand Seiko Lion. I must say, although I found it rather interesting that Grand Seiko would use, they have, the letters are Gothic in nature, as you can see, and the lion obviously is like an old European lion from coat of arms. Although I found it quite interesting that a Japanese-based company would use something like old German language, old German letters, and an old sort of English roaring lion but it doesn't matter what they use because the watch is just so cool. It's just so cool. I've heard people talk about Grand Seiko as being stealth wealth because they are not inexpensive, and I kind of like that idea. It's kind of cool. Stealth wealth. Everybody can walk around and bling with their Rolex or their Yachtman or whatever. But this is just a watch that is in that class, and it doesn't. It's not pretentious. It's in essence, it's a Seiko on steroids, hand built, and everything is just but it's I kind of like the word stealth wealth. As you have a look at the watch itself, you'll see it has it has a power indicator, a power reserve indicator, sorry, and when you wind this watch, I can actually try and show you. The movement, the spring drive, allows for very, very fast winding. Now I'm going to start winding. Now keep an eye on that. See, it's moving already. There we go. Fully charged. And it's just, this movement is just awesome. I mean, come on, guys. This is brilliant. I have to log this again. Now this watch is fully charged. And that took what, 16 turns? When I went to pick up the shop, Peter Halse told me, and it was it'd been in a window. So he said, try and turn it. And I just turned it 3-4 times, and the thing already moved up, like a quarter of the way. And I was wow, And I just like the design. It's really in your face and practical. You can look at the time, and you can also see that the watch needs to be wound or something like that. It's just very, very, very Japanese, very practical. Yeah. Another brilliant thing about this watch is the clasp. The clasp is awesome. Now watch this. This is the dive extension on this clasp, and if I, you just there you go like this, push it in. Why is it not going in? Right, let's try again. Maybe I'm doing it wrong. Oh, have I managed to get this stuck somehow? Or is there some secret I don't know? Oh dear. I was going to say this is an awesome clasp, but I seem to have got it stuck, which makes it less of a... Oh, no. Oh dear, I'm being stupid, sorry. Okay, we'll do this again. I'll take it, from above. I apologize for being an idiot, but I am, so there we go. And there we go. So this is the clasp, and the clasp has a very special dive extension. When it's closed on your hand, you pull this back and then you pull out and the dive extension comes out there. See, I was being stupid, and because I'm looking through a screen, I obviously didn't see that. So there it is. That's pretty cool. This, you see, it's ratcheted here, and you just push it in and clasp this down. And there you have it. So you can actually do it while wearing it over your wetsuit, which is really cool. I'll just show it again. You pull this back like that. You open it and you pull that back and pull out. There you go. Really, really well done. And luckily I hadn't broken it as I thought for a minute there. Go. Anyway, and you just push it back in when you want it back, and you don't need to do that. So you can actually pull it open, and you're wearing it. I'll put it on as a wrist shot too. Put that on. You can actually close it like that, and you can tighten it around your wetsuit. That's really, really good. There you have it, wrist shot of it. Yeah, it's just so beautiful, and I am gonna have to own one of these one day. This is a dream watch for me, and after having reviewed this watch, I'm gonna have to buy one. I've owned Omegas, I've owned Rolexes, and for me, this is up there. Alongside those brands. It really is cool. So, there's not so much more I can say about this. I'm very impressed with this watch. Everything about it is just close to perfection. This is a samurai sword forged in the fires of the ancients. It's just brilliant. It really is. Right. Well, I'm going to switch off now and go and sit and drool on this until I have to give it back tomorrow. I'd like to say thanks, Peter, for lending this to me. That was really awesome. And I'd like to say to you guys, if you've watched this review, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed my ramblings about this Seiko Grand Spring Drive, Grand Seiko Spring Drive. And I hope you go out and buy one. I mean, everybody should have one of these. They are awesome. With those words, thanks very much for watching, and if you like what I do, like and subscribe. Thanks, guys. See you next show and tell. Bye-bye.